moving your image to the laser from Inkscape. So we're just going to finish off here. You can see I have most of my images in. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do my last image here. So I'm going to move it over. This is my original that I copy pasted in. I'm going to delete it. And in here, what we do is we simply go back and go up to the stroke here, right? We want no fill in the stroke. Stroke paint, we know we want it at red. And of course, we know the stroke style is in inches, and it's 0.001 of an inch. Okay, now, this obviously doesn't fit. Whoops. This at the moment doesn't fit in there, so we can shrink it down. So what's the best way to shrink this down? So I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so first off, up top here, this is X and Y position relative to the corner. Here's the width and height of the element, and there's this little lock. When I lock it, it keeps the aspect ratio, okay, or proportionate. So if I go down to 2.5, right, and I hit enter, the whole thing scales down, and now it fits a bit better. The other thing is, what happens if I want to rotate it? Okay, so if I want to rotate this, right, I can double click, and then I can actually rotate this to fit where I want it. Okay, so I'm going to rotate that one into fit like that, and then I'm going to take this width back up 2.5. Okay, now the last one is centering things. How do you center? Well, if I click on this image and this image here, as long as they are all grouped together as one, which I believe they are, up top here, okay, sorry, not up top here, over here, there's one called align and distribute. If you don't have this, you drop the arrow down, and it's right here, align and distribute. Okay, and right, this one is center on vertical axis, and this is center on horizontal axis, and you can see how it centers nicely. So I've moved all the rest of these over like that. You can see how if I do this and click on both, center this way didn't move, center this way didn't move because it's nicely centered. So you can have a bit of that to make sure everything's aligned. All right, we're finally ready to print. So how do we do this? First off, we go back to layers. From layers, I'm going to close all this up. I don't want the labeling text, so I'm just going to turn it off. Right? We go File, we save our project, and I'm just going to save it. Okay, so it's saved because I've already saved in the past. And then from here, I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to go to my woodworking one. I'm going to switch it over to PDF format, portable document format, and I'm going to call this Laser Lantern or Layout Fishing. And you can see I've already got one there. Hyphen Steve, so I know it's me. Steve, and it's going to ask to replace it in a second. Replace it, yes. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to go into either Adobe Acrobat Reader right away, or I can just go to Windows Explorer, and I can go to my OneDrive. I come down to Woodwork. From Woodwork, I can find Laser Lantern Fishing Steve as a PDF. You can see the date that I did at the time. Yes, that matches my screen. I can double click on it. You might have to right mouse click because it must open up in Adobe Acrobat Reader, not on Edge Online. Okay, and then from here, File, Print. From Print, if I've done it right, yours says VLS slash something else. Mine just says VLS 3.50 at Highland. Then I click on Print because I've already set it up 24 by 12. I have it set up with landscape. Everything's ready to go. We click on Print. And finally, into the settings, and there's my project, right? Everything's come in red. I know red is cutting. We're good to go. What are the settings? We go to Settings. Whoops, I just closed it by accident. Let's try that one again. And it, for some reason, just decided to close on me. So I'm just going to go and type in UCP for a second. And that was kind of weird. There it is. And here we go. We'll try that again. I hit close, not settings. Settings, manual control, and we know it's only red, so this time red, 90. And I want to make sure it cuts through this time. I'm going to slow down to 4. Okay, and just that makes sure that it absolutely will cut through. And we click on Set and OK, and we're good to go. The next one is to basically set up the laser and focus and press the green button when it shows up. And that completes this tutorial.